Hi, you're welcome to Staff in Focus. Today we have with us Professor Lawrence Darkwah, and he is the Dean for the Obuasi campus for engineering. If you didn't know, we have an Obuasi campus. If you know already too, we are going to get to know more about that campus from the Ogboro himself, the Dean of the Obuasi campus. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Prof.
Thank you, Ifya.
We'll delve straight into it. Prof, please give us a little background about yourself. Which secondary school did you go to, and then what did you do here?
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity for having me. For secondary school, I went to Opokuare school.
Okay.
It's not a secondary, it's a school. So I spent the 7 years there, and then from there, I wanted to come to UST specifically with the vision of coming to read chemical engineering. I didn't get that chance because I wasn't competitive enough at the time. So I retreated and then had to take the exam A-level again.
Okay.
And then I came back, and now I didn't get the chemical engineering, but I got metallurgical engineering, which is a sister in the same faculty. Okay. So I grabbed the opportunity, and then I pursued 4-year degree program in metallurgical engineering, specifically extractive mineral processing engineering.
Okay.
So from then, I always wanted to end up in the academia, but I didn't get a chance to come straight into the academia here.
Okay.
But I was given the opportunity. Then K-Poly was changing into the tertiary system. So I got the opportunity to be employed there as a tutor. And then that is in 1994 to 1995 academic year. So I did a 1 year, 2 years there. And then I got the opportunity, a scholarship to go and pursue a BSc Industrial Biotechnology in the John Moores University in Liverpool, in the UK. And then that switch came in because in the 3rd year of my undergraduate studies, one of my lecturers, then Dr. Isiam, now Professor Isiam, had introduced us into a new developing area called biohydrometallurgy. It was novel, it was interesting, unique. Obuasi was the only big one that was coming up with it. And that intrigued my research area, my curiosity. So I went into that, which helped me to understand and get deeper into what has now become my career expertise. So I did that master's program over there.
But
and then,
before you go, can you give us a bit about what's that about? The
biohydrometallurgy is using microorganisms, specifically bacteria, in a liquid solid mixture. So the gold comes as an ore. You grind it by milling, crushing, grinding, and you make it into a soluble state.
That was your master's?
My master's is bigger. Broader, everything biotechnology. So, but I took the interest, given my background of the metallurgical engineering. So I specialized and focused my research in that particular area. And fortunately, when I came back after the 1 year program in the UK, because I was still a staff of the then college, I came back to continue my work there. And it positioned me to render more of my foundry and metallurgy program that is being run there. I'm proud to be one of the maiden tutors for that program in KSTU under the mechanical engineering program. So that is a bit of the master's program. So having that insight and coming back to Ghana, I saw the relevance more in the Obuasi area. So I pursued my interest in there, and then I had the opportunity to be employed at then Asante Goldfields Company Limited, AGC at the time.
Yes.
Now it is AG in Obuasi. So that is where I now applied my two backgrounds of studies to the field work, which also has helped me because it gave me direct insight, practical knowledge as to how engineering works and the ethics of engineering, hands-on. And then now, after
how long were you there?
4.5 years.
4.5 years.
I had the opportunity again to get another scholarship
to do a PhD.
And now I consolidated the two backgrounds into my original dream of chemical engineering. So I went to Birmingham University in the UK again, under the same Commonwealth scholarship to do my PhD under Professor Leigh Rowson. So now I got the opportunity to live my dream, which I couldn't live in earlier, or I had parts in different worlds, but now it brought me into chemical engineering. And I'm proud and I'm grateful that I'm now living the dream.
Yeah, so don't give up on your dream.
Thank you. That's the message. That irrespective of the setbacks in life that may be, especially the younger ones, may be encountering, please keep the focus.
Age is only a number.
Thank you.
Yeah. So prior to your becoming Dean of Obuasi, you were also HOD, if I'm not wrong, at a point in time. Yes. So please walk us through your academic career.
Okay. Yes. So I came back to, I had to resign when I left Obuasi, and then I came back to join the staff here in 2005. Okay. So this is my 20th year of being in KNUST, and there is no regret. Great. At all.
Yes, before Prof goes on, let me push in here that he was, like he said, he went to do his master's, his PhD outside, and then he and some other people went, and then he was coaxed. No, I wouldn't even use the term coaxed because he came here willingly.
Willingly, yes.
Yes, with his family from there, and then chose to come and settle here. So let's go on with the story.
Okay, so we came, and then we have stayed for almost 20 years now. No regrets whatsoever. That's great. The inspiration is even getting greater.
Wow.
Yes. And so I started off as the normal everybody in the academic career as a lecturer in the Department of Chemical Engineering. And then I was blessed in 2016 and given the opportunity to become the head of department for 2 years continuous.
For which department?
Chemical Engineering Department. And then after that tenure, I needed to also move on. And then I got the opportunity to be given another position in the college as the International Students Officer for the college for 6 years on the trot. So after 6 years of the International Students Officer position, I thought I was going to have a rest, but then the university had other plans. So I was called to go and serve as the first hall master for Welcado, SRC Hostel, Graduate Students Hostel, and Shaba. All the 4 hostels, yes, at the same time, for 4 years. And I developed the office of the hall master and the system that we are fortunate to have running there from scratch, under the auspices of the Directorate of Students Affairs. So for 4 years, I worked there as the hall master. And then I had a short break.
Okay.
How short? I think almost a year and a half of rest, of developing. By God's grace, I became a professor. And then I'm grateful to all the people who supported me, my students who participated in the various researches and the publications that came out. And then the university, in its own wisdom, invited me and asked if I could serve as the second coordinating dean at Obuasi for the university. And I'm happy to serve in every capacity that the university gives me. And it's been another learning curve. In the sense that Obuasi is a whole campus.
Yeah.
And that runs 15 programs in all.
Okay.
7 of them from College of Engineering, my mother college.
Yeah.
4 from business school. 3 from the Allied Health. And then 1 from the College of Science, specifically environmental science.
Now I understand why people say the VC of Obuasi. So you are not just handling College of Engineering students, you're handling a medley of other students.
Yes, of all street students. And we've grown, Obuasi has grown from the initial intake of 343 students. And now we are above 2,600.
Wow.
So it's a growing campus with a lot of opportunities. And then again, the competition is getting keener. And people are now getting to know that Obuasi, the programs and everything is the same quality, same certification as the mother Kumasi campus. And so now the traffic is increasing and therefore the competition is getting keener. Yes, and so we are enjoying every stage of helping out to develop the campus. And for us, it is a good opportunity because we are now being given the opportunity and the support by the university management and the entire university to nurture again our 3rd campus for Ghana. And with the history and the experiences that we have had, we are waiting and hoping that Obuasi will become maybe even bigger and better than the first 2. That's
of which
KNUST.
UMAT is 1.
Yes, UMAT was the first baby. And then the Sunyane is the second baby, and the 3rd is Obuasi. And Gambia is the 4th in the office.
That's true.
So we are proud of KNUST and the achievements that KNUST has brought to the country.
Wow. From not being able to get in with your first choice and then having to rewrite and all that, to rising to Dean of Obuasi campus.
The grace of God. The grace of God.
Indeed. It's by the grace of God. So you said you always wanted to come into academia. It's always been your dream. Why is that? Why has that been your dream?
The dream of being in academia is I always yearn for new things. I want innovation. I easily get bored with doing the same thing, repetitive. And so that's one of the things that took me away from industry. But I was curious to see how what I had learned from school translates into actual life. And in our learning, in our student days, we had the opportunity every year to go on attachment to industry. So that's where you see the practical side of what you are learning. But you also see when you go to industry, that industry also has problems and they have issues. And somebody has to research into that and so, deliver the solutions to give to them. And I want to be in that place.
That space,
The advantage of that, and for me, is also that you get the opportunity to meet the young, brilliant people who are also, I would say, blessed to have time and talents on their hands. So the future of every country, I believe, is in the youth. And if I am in a position to now guide this youth and channel their energies and resources to a good, useful output for the country, then I think that I will be playing my God-given role in this world to nurture. And I'm appreciative that I have had opportunity to train, to be part of the team that has trained thousands of people. And they are doing excellently well globally. Not only in Ghana. Some are in Canada, Germany, mentioned.
There are many.
Hong Kong.
And they are putting out.
And they are doing very well. Paris. And the good thing is that a lot of them have also understood the philosophy and our thinking. They have come back home to contribute. Talking about the Mispes, the Patrick Bwachis, the Emanuela Kwame,
yes. Okay.
Martinez,
Okay.
Ohene.
That's great. You actually have people working with you.
With us now. And they have taken over, and they are the next breed of people we should be watching out for.
The next philosophers.
And doers.
So, Prof, as Obuasi Dean, you're talking about, you said you're passionate with innovation and bridging that gap, filling that space that's able to solve problems for industry through academia. What then are you doing? What are some of the policies measures you've put in place as Obuasi Dean? Because you handle so many, not just engineers. Yeah. Are you looking at anything more whole, some interdisciplinary, something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. And as we have done in Kumasi and KNUST, that we are trying to replicate all the successful cases in Obuasi. So in that spirit, we have also garnered it together. People don't understand why we have business school in Obuasi. I've had some of my own colleagues in terms of engineers on the field who have raised those questions. And the answer is that engineering does not operate alone on its own in the world.
Yeah.
Whatever products that we churn out would have to be marketed.
Yes, and who do the marketing?
Is the business people.
Yeah.
They are the managers. So we also train people to manage us, the engineers, and in the business school, human resource. We have the health science area, the nursing and the midwifery, because we are not robotic as engineers. We are human beings, total human beings. We will have issues on our health, and we need the support.
Yeah.
So the nursing and the midwifery for our wives and our children, we need all of this. So, and we operate as a community.
Yes.
And every community needs these total integrated people. And that is why we have all of them as part of our community that we train. So what Obuasi has been doing is we are focusing on the industry that is akin, as it were, in the mining and support services industry in our catchment area. Those courses that align with us. Okay. And that is why we have 7 of our programs. Okay. If you come to Kumasi, we run more than 7 programs in Kumasi, but we are not running all of them in Obuasi because some of them are peripheral to that particular area. So we are well focused in the catchment area to build that which is the human resource that is needed to feed the industry and then the community in that environment.
So it's like what you have in the US, something like community university.
Sort of.
Yes, sort of
thing.
That's
and
great.
Related. But we are not only training for Obuasi,
of course,
but Obuasi and allied industry.
Yeah.
So some of our graduates are operating in similar mining companies outside Obuasi.
Yeah,
but
because
they
you're able to train them, yes,
exactly,
to be able to work there.
Yes.
So, Prof, in line with what you were saying, talking about the need for other fields of expertise because we live as a community, I also would like to ask, recently the college had a graduation ceremony with an affiliate school, Brother Tarkikis something, and what they do is that they train, I think they just graduated 12 or so, they train biomedical engineering nurses or something like that. Yeah. And so what is Obuasi doing? I'm just curious, because when you mentioned nurses, you mentioned what's it called, business school. It's true, they market, but if they don't understand engineering, how do they market the product?
Exactly. Exactly. So what we tend to do is that we've been soliciting, and thankfully, let me take opportunity here to acknowledge the role of our major stakeholders who have been supporting our internship drive. So we target taking our students for the internships into these companies to have a feel of how it is. And also, not only that, we also bring some of their personnel to deliver seminars and programs on our campus.
That's great.
And we are looking at employing some of them as adjunct lecturers. We are in discussion with AGA in particular. We've been assured several times in so many meetings. In fact, today, even as we are speaking, we are facilitating a program in anticipation for the World Environment Day, working with AGA in support with EPA to deliver on that. And our students are facilitating and playing various roles in this work. So our students get the exposure to what industry and allied companies need them, be it pure environmental science or engineering or even in the business. So the whole value chain, we have the people that we are training to go into the industry,
not just related to their field.
No, but because even in the field, then they see that if you take one company, for example, you would have a human resource manager. You would have a finance officer who will prepare your pay. Then the engineer would place a request for purchasing of items. You need a logistics supply chain person. Before you obtain the material or the pump or the particular engineering unit, you, the engineer, will go into the field to work with. So that integrated approach is what we are doing. So yes, the engineering students now go into internships with the other cohorts, but in their various disciplines in the integrated company. Then everybody plays their role, and then they realize that, oh, it is really a team work, not a silo operation. And that is the kind of mindset that we want to imbibe into our students, that by the time they graduate from Obuasi campus in particular, they should see themselves as part of teams. In order to do that, we've been, again, implementing some of this hackathon thing that we have successfully done, the challenges we have done in Kumasi. And I'm proud to tell you that Obuasi was given the opportunity this year to represent the whole KNUST fraternity at a hackathon for Africa. So it's a 16 universities across Africa, and we have done the first level. But we had resource persons from Kumasi who traveled to Obuasi to deliver in the boot camp and then to train this mixture of students. Some of them are business students, some of them are geomatic engineers, some of them are electrical engineers. They formed their own teams and they came up with their own topics related to the focal area of the call. They've responded. We had 37 applicants from the campus. We streamed them down to 18 of them. They formed 8 teams. We have screened them and taken the top 3. And their top 3 are now representing KNUST at the Gaia Fest that will come on in August.
Done, bro.
So this is just the first, is the tip of the iceberg.
We are waiting
and
for
we
more.
are hoping. So even yesterday, the team, all the 37 with the facilitators, had to go on a trip to Eden Way Foundation in Apam. And then, because they are the collaborating agencies, in fact, they are the hosts of the whole
the hackathon.
And we are proud to be the first in Africa of the universities to pay a visit. And the manager has shared with us the vision. So watch out. Obuasi will be making KNUST proud.
Now the Obuasi campus. Wow. Thank you so much, Bob. So last but one question. What are some of the recent research projects that you are doing? Because as an academician, you are continually researching.
Yes. Thank you for that question. My main thrust of late has been totally about remediating wastewater. That's my focal area now as a professor. I'm professing. Every industry generates waste, and the waste comes either in the solid, gaseous, or liquid. We deal, chemical engineering, we deal with all of them. I cannot do all of them. In the past, I have done different parts of all of those things, but of late, what I have focused on is streaming on the liquid fraction. In that light, I supervised the recent one output with Dr. Mrs. Kwame, her PhD. We looked at the desulfurization of fuel. So again, we use microorganisms to remove the sulfur, but not from solid material now, but from liquid.
And it worked. Was it similar to your past research?
Exactly. So you see, the philosophy is the same.
Yeah.
So we picked, and this is research I had been waiting for, and then it was Emanuela who picked the challenge, and we delivered. And it's impacting on the health of the exhaust pipe from the cars. What is the quality of the fuel that goes into your engine? If you are in the traffic and your fuel from the car in front of you, and you are chilling in your air-conditioned car, but your air-conditioned car is taking in the exhaust. If you unfortunately are in a bumper to bumper, what it means therefore is that a portion of the waste stream, this particular one is the gas, so maybe ending into your car.
Really, with
your conditioning, depending on the vent setting up. So that is one. That's what she did. And we have papers that have been published, and this is her petrochemical engineering area she's running on. What I have done now is also the wastewater from the mining sector. The galamsey has been a big issue. Heavy metals are dissolved in the water. We have publications in there. We've done piloting. We've done lab analysis. We took the lab work to the field. We took samples from Konongo, and then we tested them. We have done similar things in Obuasi and then other catchment areas. We've done for Bogoso. But in the same realm, we have also other microorganisms for another stream of industry. That's the food waste. Like the restaurants and all of those things produce some stream of wastewater and food waste. So different microorganisms also have the high affinity to break those materials down, and they produce gaseous emissions. You call it biogas. And I'm proud that one of my graduates, one of the people we trained in consonance from the Energy Center, of which I am a fellow, we trained him. And he has a mainstream company out of it. That's biogas. And he's doing excellently well out there.
That's great.
And coming out with different types of designs that are running on the field.
So that's a startup from KNUST?
It is a company that is running.
A fledgling company.
Is working full-time.
Great.
And he's been taking students from us, giving them opportunities, internships, and even some of them low levels of employment.
That's still impressive.
So at least KNUST is delivering on all of these things. And he is also delivering the new technologies, which we are co-researching with him and other affiliate companies. So you see, we are enjoying our dream as the pipeline supporting industry. And at the same time, delivering our teaching and our learning to the youngest coming out.
Definitely. For lack of time and the fact that we have to kind of wrap this up, Prof, I'll just ask if you have any words of motivation to your students or advice or someone who's considering a career in academia.
Okay, thank you very much. For my students, the mantra is never give up.
Yes, you did say that.
The second mantra is that challenge the status quo.
Great.
Because it is an option.
It is an option.
We can have a whole discussion on it again. But you can meet any of my graduates. They will give you the full meaning of that. Then, as for challenges, if they don't exist, then we engineers, we don't have a job. The challenge must arise. Then we, the engineers, must find the solution. Then society will benefit from us. There is no engineer who has not impacted his society. Then he's not an engineer.
Then he's not an engineer. Yes, I was going to say there are some, but then he's not an engineer. Thank you so much, Prof. It's really been insightful knowing about the Obuasi campus and the fact that it's just so much, and then about you to your career journey. It's really a testament, and I'm sure that many people would tell themselves, if Prof. Darkwah didn't give up, I'm not going to give up too.
Thank you very much. But I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. We celebrate all of them.
We celebrate those giants. Thank you.
Thank you very much.